Welcome to Rooster Radio, a broadcast dedicated to supporting and promoting local artists in the Gaston County and surrounding areas.
It's in my walk, yeah. There's something about it in my talk, yeah. They don't know it, but they like it. It's that southern boy charm with that country boy twang. My walk, my talk, my buckle all the way to my boots. Yes, ma'am, no, sir, when they talking to you. Work hard all day to party Friday night. Oh, Lord, he's a country boy. My cut off flannel, North Carolina to Arizona. I say my prayers and I love my mama, and now they singing. Oh Lord, he's a country boy. I'm a country boy, I came up for some fighting. My grandpa taught me wrong from right, that's how I live my life. I'm a jack of all trades, but the master of none. I be up before the chickens, cock-a-doodle for the sun. This that Carolina country boy, I bet I get her done. When they said I couldn't make it, I said hold up, watch your tongue. I be up before the chickens, cock-a-doodle for the sun. This that Carolina country boy, I bet I get her done. It's in my walk, yeah. There's something about it in my talk, yeah. They don't know it, but they like it. It's that southern boy charm with that country boy twang. My walk, my talk, my buckle all the way to my boots. Yes, ma'am, no, sir, when they talking to you. Work hard all day to party Friday night. Oh, Lord, he's a country boy. My cut off flannel, North Carolina to Arizona. I say my prayers and I love my mama, and now they singing. Oh, Lord, he's a country boy. I'm a country boy, I come up out the holler. Raised on fish and grits and I work hard for $1, yeah. Sunday morning catching prayers on the water. My mama say I need to be in church at the altar, but not right now, mama. I'm chasing my dreams, I can see bigger things, yeah. They like the way that this country boy is singing his song, and now they about to sing along. It's in my walk, yeah. There's something about it in my talk, yeah. They don't know it, but they like it. It's that southern boy charm with that country boy twang. My walk, my talk, my buckle all the way to my boots. Yes, ma'am, no, sir, when they talking to you. Work hard all day to party Friday night. Oh, Lord, he's a country boy. My cut off flannel, North Carolina to Arizona. I say my prayers and I love my mama, and now they singing. Oh, Lord, he's a country boy.
What other home recipes? What's like some slamming ass shit you like to cook up at home?
Chili.
Tacos.
Are you making tacos?
I eat tacos every.
Now, are you using them
single
seasoning
day.
packs, or are you using seasoning them up yourself?
No, I season myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. What all you put in there?
Everything.
Just everything.
Everything. I go over
cabinet?
there and I'm like, I want to try this. Everything.
That's good. We do love a good taco night at the
Tacos are
house.
good.
Tacos is every day of the week for me. Like,
Did you have growing up? Did you have like staples for like every week or every other week? You'd have like this certain meal that you folks would make.
so I called it tuna noodle. My mom, like, we had
noodle?
a lot of tuna, but it was really leftovers. Whatever was left over through the week, she made like this whole little casserole thing in the week. So like towards the end of the week, it's like, we don't, we're not eating here.
I'm not eating it. That sounds like some shit the school used to try to do in high school.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of this, whatever's left over Monday, Tuesday, just goes in a casserole, and I'm like, ugh.
Not everything goes together.
Like, yeah. Did you get spaghetti and tuna and just whatever was mixed up in there?
We had basically like the same 7 or 8 meals every week growing up as kids. Like once every other week, whenever it was payday, whenever my dad got paid, we'd always order pizza. Going back to Hungry Howie's, like back then we had a Hungry Howie's in town, so we get Hungry Howie's like every other Friday.
Their breadsticks,
and then those cheesy sticks are slamming. I used to hate it. My dad loved making salmon patties with like the canned salmon. No. I couldn't get past the smell as a kid.
Fucking good.
The whole fucking trailer would smell like this.
Do you eat liver mush?
I love liver mush.
Okay. How do you don't eat salmon, but you love
It's burned into my brain. Like the smell just turned me off so bad that I never could bring myself to eat it. I'd go hungry those nights.
I didn't eat liver mush as a kid. Wait, I do now because I decided I want to taste it. Because my great aunt used to babysit me, and that's what she fed her dog. That was dog food to me, and I'm looking at adults like, why the fuck are you eating dog food? That's
it's got to be
disgusting.
fried good though.
Yeah, I know.
Like I like it crispy.
Yeah, crispy
Fried
on the outside, a little bit soft on the inside.
Soft on the inside.
Ray's Smokehouse up here on Broad, he makes his own liver mush, from scratch. It is phenomenal.
God, what was the name of that? It was a little store, the CDA.
Oh, yeah, they still do it. They still slinging liver mush over there.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff.
Liver mush, fried bologna. That was my thing. I'm a fried bologna guy. Dude, I eat fried bologna every day.
Yeah?
Love it.
Did your folks ever do the hot dogs, split the hot dogs in half and fry them up? Yeah.
Yep. I just throw them all in the pot, let them boil. There you go.
Welcome to Growing Up Poor with Michael and Zay.
There you go.
I grew up poor too.
The whole pack of hot dogs just floating in the water.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Zay Grastley. Say what's up, man. Look at
What's
this
up,
camera.
y'all? How y'all doing?
Zay's going to be here on Saturday, August 31st for the Southern Soul Boots and Dukes. There's a lot going on in this show. There's so much going on in this show that they had to set up a Zoom call to kind of organize everything.
Yeah.
And so let's start right up front. Let's give them a rundown what people can expect at the Boots and Dukes show next Saturday.
Great entertainment. You have a mix of, I call it Southern Soul Boots and Dukes, but it's really a mix of different artists. I have a rap rock artist coming from Ohio. Alphabetics is really good. I have like a gospel rapper, I guess would be his, I don't want to say it wrong. I don't know, Christian rapper. I don't know what you would call it.
Gospel rap sounds right.
Gospel rapper.
Definitely sounds more black.
I was like, I don't know how to put it in there, but and then of course you got like 3 or 4 country artists, that I've just met along the way doing shows, and it's good people, good music, good time.
All hosted by the lovely Luna Love.
Luna Love, yes.
She's awesome. She's been here a couple times hosting shows. She's a very, very talented young lady.
I know her by Elise.
Yeah.
I'm not like we went to grew up together from like kids.
Well, I ain't trying to put her business out there like that, dog.
Oh yeah. But recently, it took me a while. We just connected on Facebook maybe a year ago, and everybody, I actually done a show in Shelby at one of the trail rides, and they was like, Luna Love is hosting and this and that. And they was like, she knows you, and I was like, I don't know nobody named Luna Love you. And I was like, yeah, she grew up with you, and I was like, dude, I didn't grow up. No, and I seen her as soon as I seen her picture, I was like, yeah, I don't know Luna, but I know her. But yeah, she's a great person, real energetic. I love her energy. Like she's always had that energy.
Infectious. She's like a positivity magnet. You know what I'm saying? Like she's the type of person that kind of draws people in and stuff. She's an awesome lady. So
good spirit. Good spirit.
So, so Zay put this show together himself. What inspired you to want to kind of get this hodgepodge, different types of, like it's a multi-genre show. Mm-hmm. So, and then you're kind of billing it as Boots and Dukes, so it's kind of got that Southern country kind of vibe going. Yeah. What was the inspiration for? Because we had talked for months about putting a show together, and I kept telling, I was like, put something together, let me know your idea. And I think it took you that long to kind of figure out exactly the direction you wanted to go. So, what was the inspiration for that?
Really, like I just doing a lot of shows, being around different artists, and seeing how people do shows, and of course, being an artist, you're like, yeah, you know, that ain't.
Are you saying you've been to some janky shows?
Yes, a lot of them.
There's not a couple of those here.
Yeah, it was like, so you know what? I was like, all right, I want to give it a try. You know, it's my hometown, just artists, different artists from here, different artists from other places. I'm like, I want to try to put something together where they can really get more than 6 minutes to try to cram all the, you know what I mean? You can't give us so much in 5 or 6 minutes, you know, especially when you have a lot of good music. You want to try to give them like a little buffet of everything. You can't really do that, you know?
So it's more, what I'm hearing is that this kind of encapsulates who you are as an artist, how like you have this wide range of taste and things that you do with your music. And, you know, you saw the video before the show started. You know, it's the kind of the vibe that Zay puts out, but you can do a little bit of other stuff too. And, and he's done it. You've been to open mic a few times. You've performed here a handful of times. And I'm looking forward to seeing you shine on the stage, man. Like, this is your night. Like, you're not really sharing it with open micers or, you know, straight rap show. Like, this is going to be a fun. It's going to. I mean, look,
I'm
like
excited.
It's a hometown show. This isn't like your first hometown promoted show, is it? Yeah,
first one.
All right, so you got to show up. You got to get here. If you're into the hip hop, if you're into country, if you're gospel, soul, R&B, you got 2 DJs coming. That's pretty dope. Yeah. It's gonna be an easy night for my sound guy.
One of the DJs that's doing a set is DJ D-Tech, and he's like the head DJ over the.
Speak up.
Get a little closer. He's the head DJ over the Carolina Coalition DJs of North and South Carolina.
Okay.
So he works with Brennan Myers, one of the country artists performing. He's his manager. And I was like, man, it'd be nice if you come in and just do a set. Because he does, if you listen to his shows, he does like rock, but he does the old school rap, like 90s. You know what I mean? Like, he's an older DJ, but
like Run DMC, Wu-Tang, shit.
And I was like, I feel like he'll put a good vibe, a mix in it, just something to break up the, you know, little in between thing.
Nice. So basically, what you're saying is even like in between sets, there's something going on stage. So like it's going to capture and hold your attention all through the night.
Yep. Got comedian coming too. So
no shit.
I can't wait to hear him. I've been following him on Instagram, and that's the guy you told me about, Ray.
Oh, Ray's coming?
Ray Cooley.
Ray Money?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's Ray something.
Ray in.
Yep.
Shout out to my man Ray. I love that guy. Yeah, so you grew up here, right?
I did.
You grew up, where'd you go to high school?
Hunter Huss.
That's me too.
Hunter Huss.
And
the only high school here in Gaston County.
Right, the only one that matters, right?
Yeah, just to say.
West Side?
Just to say.
So growing up in Gastonia, and you don't really spend a lot of time here these days. You're on the road a lot, touring and traveling for art. Talk to me how you go from Hunter Huss to Zay Grastley on the road. To give me kind of lay your story out for us.
Well, there was a big space in between there. I went from Hunter Huss to prison, then.
Oh yeah, I wasn't going to put your business out there, but okay.
But you did it.
I mean, no, I went. I went to Hunter Huss. I didn't graduate at Hunter Huss. I got my GED in prison, but I ended up getting arrested like 3 months before I was supposed to graduate my senior year at Huss. Something that I had done over the summertime just caught up with me, moving back and forth across the states.
Made a mistake.
Yeah, a big mistake. But, you know, you live and you learn, and I tell everybody I don't, and I'm open to talking about it because I don't feel like it was a bad thing. I actually feel like prison saved me. Because the path I was on. Let's dig
into that a little bit.
The path I was on, it's no way possible I would still be sitting here today if I wouldn't have went to prison.
Just hood shit?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you get in trouble as a very young man, and if you don't mind me asking, how long did you go away for?
14 years, 10 months.
Okay, so that's a long time.
That's a long time.
I got arrested at 18. I was sent off to prison at 19, and I got out when I was 35.
So, over 14 years, what did you do to stay positive? Because you're a really positive person. Like I've yet to see you get angry or be all depressed or anything. So, I mean,
Oh,
I'd
it
imagine
happens.
part of that is like you're not in prison anymore.
Yeah.
But what did you do while there to keep your mind in the right space? Because you said you were on the wrong path, and you said prison saved you. Talk a little bit about that.
It's gonna sound crazy now, because at the time, and I'm not a big religious person at all, but to me, I was always talking to myself. But coming out, it's like, okay, I felt like I was talking to God the whole way through. You know what I mean? And that's something that kind of...
No, you're talking about the inner dialogue in your head.
Yes. Because, you sit there and it's like, you have nothing but time. So you either going to overthink everything, or you're going to think too much into every situation. So it was like, for me to sit there all that time, especially the first couple of years, it was like, I didn't do nothing but think about things out here. Things I couldn't control.
Right.
And so once I was like, okay, I got to let the outside world go, that's when I tapped in. I'm a tattoo artist. So I started tattooing in prison, and I wasn't even doing music in prison. And so I just focused on tattooing. And I said, when I get out, I'm going to come back to Gastonia. In my mind, Inkling was the best shop before I left. Chaos wasn't open. I was like, you know what? I'm going to the best shop in my hometown, and I'm going to run the damn shop. I'm going to take it over. And throughout the time, a lot of stints in the hole for getting caught tattooing and stuff, but I ended up being a pretty good tattoo artist and got out and ended up getting a job at Chaos. And I worked Chaos for years, and me and the owner are still really good friends. Talk to him every day. He's kind of like a dad to me. So it was a process, man, really. Just the fact of growing up and having prison, and you kind of have to raise yourself outside of an environment that you're not used to. It makes you appreciate things. So like things that would have bothered me before, now I always compare everything to prison. When I see, like, I used to have road rage like crazy. Somebody cut me off. Oh, I'm pulling in behind him to cuss him out. Now it's like, oh, he's got somewhere he's got to be. Like, them 3 seconds of me cussing you out could put me back in prison. So it's like, that's one thing that always triggers in my mind. Like, I've been out places and people say crazy stuff. You know what I mean? I do a lot of bars, people drunk in the South. You know what I mean? And it's like, huh, hey, you too, Bubba.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's not the reaction we was looking for.
Right,
You know what I mean? But it's
exactly.
like, what do I do? Jump off the stage and mess up everything I worked for and got going, or I just, laugh it off and kind of
What a
go on about it.
great attitude.
I'm sitting thinking,
Yeah.
I wish I could be a little more like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had something. Well, I wouldn't say has something happened to it. Say you went through an experience that kind of gave you this foundation of appreciation for the life that you have. So, I
definitely.
guess on one hand, that's a good thing. Would you say like tattooing kind of help keep your mind occupied on
Definitely.
more
Definitely
positive
did,
things?
yeah.
How'd you manage to keep from getting sucked into like gang life and shit like that? Being in there so
I did
long?
it first.
At first, you did.
I did it first, especially being from Gastonia. It was like you go in there with a chip on your shoulder, and an eye opener was I actually got stabbed 6 times in prison.
Six separate times or in
No,
one sitting?
and one thing.
guy just went at you?
I was in a race ride in Victorville, California. Literally had nothing to do with me. I had been on the compound for like 2 weeks. It was just like blacks against Hispanics, and was on the rec yard, and it happened, and it was just like, okay, fighting goes a little different here. Like, it's like, and it's like, okay, do I keep doing what I'm doing and being on gang time and trying to prove something to people I don't know that I'm never going to see again a day in my life, or, you know what I mean? Or do I do something and try to get
You
away
were
from here
able
and get
to
out of here?
identify. Sounds to me so far through this conversation, it sounds to me like you are able to identify behavior and things that you don't want to be a part of, and like there has to be some sort of foundational thing in you that helped you, because most people don't have that ability to like recognize that this isn't good for me. I need to figure something else out. That's why they stay in prison forever. That's why they end up back in prison.
Yeah.
Is the inability to say, hey, this isn't working, let me try something else. Who taught you how to think on a better, who taught you how to think better than that?
Just watching the older people in prison.
Okay.
Just watching like once I kind of shifted away from the crowd I was around, the younger, rambunctious crowd, and got around the guys teaching me to tattoo and teaching me to paint and crafts and hobbies and stuff like that, it was like, okay, I can be here and don't have to be on guard 24/7. It's like if I put myself in this situation, I got to be there. But if I'm sitting in the art room on the rec yard painting and drawing and crocheting and knitting bears, and it sounds crazy, but you see some of the biggest, toughest guys in there make you a bear big as this building in here.
It don't sound crazy because I understand that takes you completely on another plane. It calms you down.
Yeah, and it's like okay, now I'm in an environment I don't even have to worry about somebody walking behind me. Like I don't have to.
Yeah.
He's trying to go over there and get more cotton. Like he's not worried. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not worried about what I'm doing or taking nothing from me or nothing. So it's all about. I figured out. I choose who comes around me. It doesn't matter where I'm at. It don't matter where I go. I still choose who comes around me. And if something happens around me that I don't, all I have to do is take myself out of the situation.
It's almost as if art saved your life in prison.
Art did.
The artistic gene that you have inside of you, it drew you to those people and to those activities and kept you out of trouble. That's
Definitely
powerful,
did.
bro.
Definitely did.
All right, so you get out of prison, and what makes you decide to start a music career?
So I rap. I done a lot of rap. And,
While you were in?
No, before I went to prison.
Before you went, okay.
And so when I got out, everybody's like,
Well, I'd
man,
like to
you
hear
still
those
doing
tapes.
music? Yeah.
Were they rough?
Yeah. It was just, definitely sounds nothing like now.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't even think it was the same person.
Probably not.
You
I believe you.
That's not Zay. But everybody asking me, and I guess younger, rapping and stuff, doing the things I was doing, it made an impact on people because they're like, oh yeah, he's really living what he's talking about. But to me, it wasn't older. It wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Then I felt like I had to do it. So I got out and everybody was asking me about doing music. And I actually went to the studio with one of my buddies. And he was like, man, come in here and get on a song and this and that. And I went in there and I was rapping. And dude, I was just like, I'm too old for this. It's like it didn't even sound right.
This was after you get out.
Yeah.
And
I
you
get
go
out.
in there and you start rapping. You're like, this ain't who I am anymore.
But I wrote the rap like,
Like before.
Like before, and just me being older and maturing and stuff. It was like.
So it suited old you, not new you.
It wasn't real.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was like
you were.
because-
It's like you were telling a lie.
Yeah, it's like, bang, bang, boom, boom, da, da. And it's like, yeah, that don't even sound cool to me no more. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I sat back and I was like, I love music. I was like, I just have to figure out a way to mature my music with me. Mm-hmm. And so me and my buddies always saw, he's like, dude, I've always listened to country music, rock. I grew up listening to classic rock, everything. And I told him, I said, you know what? I said, I'm about to write a country song. And he was like, dude, get the hell. I was like, I'm serious. And Campfire Clone was the first song I ever wrote, country song wise.
And after you write that, does it kind of light go off like this is the lane I need to be in?
Well, of course, I sound country. So even when I rap, it always had that country twang to it. So even now when I listen, it was like, okay, I still sounded like a country rapper then. It was just I was talking ridiculous, But it's kind of like it just all fit together, But I would say country definitely. Music saved me.
Who is your biggest influence in country music?
In country music?
Yeah.
I got to pick one.
Your main one.
Right now or older?
Then.
Willie Nelson.
Right on.
Willie Nelson. Or can I pick a band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Leonard Skinner.
Okay.
If I had to pick a band.
They kind of fit like nicely hand in hand.
Yeah. If I had to pick a band, it would be Leonard Skinner.
I want to hug Willie Nelson before he passes away. That's on my bucket list. I
want to
just want
smoke
to
with
give
Willie
Willie
so
a
bad.
hug.
I want to smoke with him. And honestly, I would love to sit down and listen to him for 10 minutes. Whatever he had to say, I'm like, I wouldn't even care. Just, you know what I mean? That's like 80, 90 years.
Yeah, he's like a
of-
sage at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
That's like, 90 years of just
Wisdom.
wisdom.
That's just Willie.
Yep.
Yeah. So you stay pretty busy. You go on the road a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How did you go from, you get out, you're in your mid 30s. How were you able to kind of build a network that afforded you these opportunities to get out of the state and go tour and do music elsewhere? And then follow-up question, how's that going?
Okay. So to start it out, once I got out and started tattooing and I made my mind, like it took me literally one time to go in the studio and it was like, okay, I need to get back to music. So I literally worked at Chaos. I was there for a year and a half, 2 years. But once I made my mind up, dude, I worked every day from open to close. I would be like, we open at 11, I get there at 10:30. Close at 12, I'm leaving like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning doing tattoos. And I literally done that for like 6 or 7 months. And I left. I didn't know where I was going. I left Gastonia. I drove to Massachusetts.
You
they had-
just got in the car and left?
Yeah. I
With
sold all
no
my stuff.
direction, no purpose. You were like, fuck this, I'm out.
Dude, my mom thought I was on drugs. My sister's like, he just got out of prison. He's losing his mind. Something's wrong with him. Because literally, I had just got a house and everything, sold everything, bed, dogs, everything went. They were like, he's messed up.
What
But
was
they
her
didn't
name?
understand. Huh?
What was her name?
Who?
The girl that did that to you. I'm kidding.
Life.
That's what it sounds like music.
Life.
So, all right. So, I mean, so you decide to sell everything and leave. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what were you thinking at the time? Like, what shit just wasn't working out the way you wanted it to? You wanted to change the scenery? Was there someone up there that you knew? Like,
I literally went up there to do an open mic.
damn. Damn, I thought motherfuckers drove a long
Right?
time to get here for open mic.
I literally went up there to
Jesus.
do an open mic.
Okay, so you
went
drive
there.
up to Massachusetts to do an open mic. What happens next?
I get up there, I done it, and I actually stayed like 2 or 3 days, and just they had like open mics at all these different bars up there. I left there, I went to New York, I hated it. I was gone in like a matter of seconds. That was my first time ever in New York. I said never again. I literally had this dude like play chicken with me to run me off the side of the road so he can get in the lane. I was like, dude,
Oh, my
I was like,
God.
I'm just gonna sit here, be patient to wait for everybody to go home. Yeah, I'm not used to that city driving. I was like, no, I'm good.
Country
But-
boy through and through.
Yeah. I left New York. I went to Philadelphia. I went to Florida. I
Are
actually
you
got
sleeping in your car or what? Yeah,
Just sleeping in the car.
And what? So, have you got like tracks on a jump drive or something for these open mics, or like, are you just getting up and singing?
Google.
Google. You just getting them to play the track for you, and you're singing.
Oh, you saying when I get there?
Yeah, when you get
No,
up
yeah,
to-
no, I have like SD cards or airdrop them or however. But I have my studio. I take my studio everywhere with me. So, dude, I sit up and record outside. I got a booth. I can cuss out all the sound and everything. I record everywhere. But I ended up going to Florida, to Pensacola, and I met a guy down there. He was doing busking, like just playing guitars and stuff, just getting tips. But he actually helped me get a job doing construction down there. And I ended up staying down there for a couple months. And the boss man, like, seeing I was staying in my car and stuff, he's like, dude, no, we got a whole open bedroom. Come stay there. And, dude, me and him are still friends to this day. And he supports my music, like,
Very cool.
1,000%, you know. So I bounced around. I left there. I went to Colorado, Arizona, Texas.
And each time you go to a new spot, is there something specific you're going to, or you're just like, I'm going to go see this place?
I was looking for areas that were big and like country rap or had a big country rap following.
Okay.
Or
So you were following the genre.
yeah.
Okay. And how did it work out, or how has it worked out?
At the time, I thought I was going in circles, but now to look back at it, I think it was all a process to get me to where.
Because
I'm
in each
going
one of
now.
these cities, you've made connections, you've built relationships, so now you've got places to go when it's time to
He's
go.
just laying out
Exactly.
his future tour map. That's all
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
That's ballsy, man.
Yeah,
That's
it really
ballsy
is.
to
I
just
did
take
this.
off like that all by yourself.
They thought I was crazy. Everybody's like, all my friends here, they was like,
Well,
"Dude, where
most
you
people
going?"
are-
They was like, what?
Most people are going to shit on adventure, right?
Yeah.
Like because look, let's face it. the majority, at least in America, the majority of people, like, you're force fed this narrative of go to school, go to college, get a job, have 2.5 kids, buy a house,
Work till you die.
work till you die,
Work till you die.
go golfing, whatever the fuck it is people do, and there's just that was 1950s America. We're almost a century removed. Well, we're 3/4 of a century removed from that time and era.
Yeah.
There's just way too many people with too much other shit going on. That was never going to be my path. It was never the path I wanted. And so I get it. People are going to shit on that your sense of adventure, but you didn't have anything keeping you. That's another thing. You didn't have little kids at home that you had to worry about. You didn't have a wife. You had this freedom, so why wouldn't you explore and get out there?
And once I done it, I loved it because I had never really been out of Gaston County. You know what I mean? Like, for me to leave Gaston County was going to Myrtle Beach or Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going out of town. We're going to the beach. That was. But
how did you find yourself getting received in these big cities? This big old country boy from the South. Yeah, you go into Denver. You're going to
felt like an art exhibit.
A what?
An art exhibit. Yeah, especially in Massachusetts. When I got there, dude, everybody was like, he is definitely not from here.
Right.
Like, he is definitely not from here.
Oh, come on. Them city girls must have loved you.
Yeah, well, of course they do. They love the accent.
It's the accent.
It's the accent. And I only get so after a while, they're like, hey, say this. And it's like, keep buying my beer. I'll say whatever you want me to say. But nah, it was, it was, and I tell people, even if I don't make it to be this big superstar in my mind that I want to be, the journey by itself, just of me getting a second chance at life and really, I feel like I live life now in the last 6-7 years than I did the 18 years before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm, like, that was just I don't know, like a bad dream.
Well, no, I mean, I've said this before, man. Everyone defines success differently, right? And from where I'm sitting, you're a guy who's basically done whatever the fuck you wanted since you got out.
That's that gypsy mentality.
But you've done it on the heels or on the back of your talent. Yeah. And so few people get superstar status like that. Yeah, sure, that's a fun dream to have or whatever, but the real dream is doing what you love.
Doing what I love,
and surviving.
Yep.
And that's what you've done.
It's been rough.
I commend it. Yeah, I know it's not easy. I mean, I'm in the same boat you are. I'm trying to live a dream I'm trying to live a dream that's very unconventional, and it's very, very challenging. It's harder. It's way harder to do life this way than it is to go to school, get you 2.5 kids, get you a little house, get you a 401k. Like, that's a much easier path to life.
So much easier.
But it's so fucking empty. At least for me.
And I feel like I wouldn't be any good at that.
Yeah.
I just feel like I wouldn't be any good with that. I don't know. Like, I told one of my exes, she was like, you just up and go wherever. And I was like, I told you I'm just not good with
staying stationary.
Yes, I can't.
Can you get fried bologna in PA?
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
I don't think I had it up there. Do
Yeah,
they even
yeah.
have bologna up there?
Yeah, you go to the grocery store.
I'm trying to lead in. I'm very poorly transitioning into who's got the best food. Like all the places you went, like
Louisiana.
no shit.
far.
It had to be the further south he went. It got better.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to Shreveport, Louisiana. Oh my God.
I can only imagine.
Dude, that's a whole. If I had to pick one place, I would probably live in Louisiana somewhere.
Yeah,
Just for the food and the music.
that's cool.
Dude,
I feel
the
that.
food and the music and the people are like, everybody's drunk, so everybody's happy. You know what I mean? It's like you literally walk out of your hotel or whatever, and you're right on the main strip, and you got 800 people just standing out there drinking, passing your joint or whatever, and it's just the music is
People living their lives, having a good time.
Music
Just
is
enjoying
definitely
life
different.
is what they do the best.
I seen
down there.
He couldn't have been no older than like 12 years old. Little dude sitting on a 5-gallon bucket playing a trombone.
Yeah.
And the dude was beating drumsticks on the side of the other bucket, and it sounded. And I'm like, he's like, we do this every day.
Every day.
And to be that young, and to already know what you want, and they're working, I'm like, they're gonna be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if they stick to what they're doing now, hands down, they'll be successful.
Let me ask you this. Given the nature of your lifestyle, how do you deal with, like, because when you're bouncing around city to city and you're playing in clubs and bars and stuff, a lot of temptation out there, right? So is it your past experience that kind of keeps your nose clean, or I'm not talking about weed. Like weed's not even a drug anymore.
Oh yeah, no.
But like, what are you doing to kind of keep yourself from getting sucked into that world?
All right, reframe that, because I got like 3 things bouncing around in my head. I don't know which one you're meaning. So, are you mean like relationship wise?
Relationships, addiction, like all of the negative, like the dark side of what we do.
So the only thing I would say I'm addicted to is pot and beer, Coors Light.
I think
That
you
is
just
like,
wrote. I think
that
you
is
just
like
wrote,
the most country answer ever.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I think you just wrote your next song. Only thing I'm addicted to is pot and beer.
I mean, when I was younger, I've sold everything, but being that my parents were addicted to drugs, and of course I seen what it done to people, I've never used anything other than pot. I tried a Xanax when I was like 15 or 16, and I couldn't remember shit the next day. I was like, nope. Like I couldn't remember nothing. I lost everything, didn't know where nothing was at, and I was like, what was that? I don't want no more of that. I was like, I'm good.
So here's my take, okay? I don't have personal experience with addiction. I don't have that in me. I've never been addicted to anything except maybe food, clearly. But I tried a lot, right? I tried a lot of stuff. Nothing ever made me feel like I needed it. So I don't understand the addictive personality. But I do think that if you're like 30, if you're in your 30s and you're still like chasing the dragon, grow the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to grow the fuck up, but I don't know what it's like.
I like to be in control too much, especially with my situation. And like, I don't mind. I love being around people drunk. I love it. Until it gets to that certain retarded drunk. When it gets
Where
to
they
that,
can't control anything that they do. Yeah.
once you get to falling over yourself and just knocking shit over, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on the other side of the room, because he's not.
That shit is annoying, man. It's so annoying.
It's just
pull yourself
like,
together,
dude,
man.
You're too grown. Like,
Especially
you
when
should know your
you're
limit.
our age too. Like when
Yeah.
you're in your 20s, you kind of get a couple of
pass.
passes,
Yeah.
But when you're 30s, 40s, and you're getting that
just
fucked
don't
up,
look
it's like,
good.
come on, man, how
It
bad
just
is your
don't-
life?
It just don't look cool. It don't look good. It's like,
So that's the thing, is I had like stories and examples that were passed from my parents about, watching alcohol, watch how you drink, and like when you get that age, I'm like, okay, cool. And so like I don't like
yeah.
I've been drunk one time and I turned into Johnny Knoxville, and that was like I didn't like the fact that this didn't have control over what the hell I was doing. And so after that, I'll get tipsy to where it's like a nice buzz.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, stay
Yeah, I
in
don't
control,
like
man. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
Get,
like the drunk
like
feeling.
people who like you said, losing control. That's just
No, I don't do it. Like, I could drink. I know my limits. I could drink beer all day.
Yeah.
And I'm fine. Can
yeah,
function.
same here.
If I take a shot of liquor, I become that.
Yeah, well, you're fucking with the equation now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Well, see, I know both mine. I know both my limits. So
Yeah.
So, moral of the story: know your limits. Don't overdo
Know your
it.
limits.
Party and have a good time, but be responsible. Like,
Yeah.
it's way more fun. I can tell you that. I'm having
you
way more
definitely
fun
enjoy
now
it
than I
better.
ever
Yeah.
did getting
Balanced.
fucking hammered as a
Yeah.
kid. Waking up like, what the fuck, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. All the stories you hear.
And then you don't remember it.
Yeah.
you did this. What?
Yeah, it's way more fun to like stay in the pocket all the way to the end.
And be able to just be good and
It's
flow
more fun
through.
to be the person to remind the drunk person that you did this.
Exactly. Yeah. You remember you done this?
All right, so we're gonna write this song or what?
Yeah. Definitely gonna do it. Definitely gonna put it together.
Well, I guess I should remind everyone that this Saturday, August 31st, Zay Grastley's headlining his own
August
show here at
31st.
the Rooster, baby.
First time, baby.
Yeah.
Should they be wearing their boots and dukes?
Yes. Boots and dukes.
Yeah, come dressed for a Boots and Dukes
Boots
country
and Dukes and
gospel
cowboy hats.
Yep, rock and roll. It's going to be a little bit of everything. It's going to be a big party.
Look at them girls with the Daisy Duke song.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I could think of when I saw that. I was like, the title of this is just a 90s throwback.
Yep. And that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Something.
It's got
you
a
know what I mean?
that's the very first thing it made me think of.
Yeah. That's how it was. I was like, all right, I want something where, you know, not saying old, but the older crowd can come out and enjoy it. And, you know, that's what I was thinking with D-Tech, because the way he mixes and the pocket he stays in of the era, I'm like, it'll be perfect. Because he's like 90s, early 2000s, but that's about it. You know what I mean? He stays right in that, right there.
Yeah, so if you graduated from Hunter House High School, be here.
Definitely.
I mean, y'all got that shit. It's disco or nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We come from a time where like people took that shit seriously.
Yeah.
Look, I grew up in Charlotte. It was Harding and West Charlotte. That was like really the only rivalry. So
West Charlotte is West Met.
West Charlotte and not West Met, but Harding. I'm sorry, West Charlotte and Harding.
I mean, is West Charlotte and West Met the same school?
No.
Okay, so that's two different things?
Yeah.
I always thought that was the same school.
We always had terrible experiences when we fucked with West Charlotte people. They were always like hood rats and the ones starting fights and shit. I remember going to.
I grew up in West Charlotte.
Well, see, all right, so I'm not a big Coyote Joe's guy, but when I was like right around the time I turned 21, that was kind of like the spot. They had the 1, 2, 3 nights, $10 to get in. Was it $1 beer, $2 shots, $3 drinks, whatever it was. So it was like a cheap way to go get drunk as a young man.
No wonder people went to Coyote
And
Joe's.
every time we went to Coyote Joe's, it was always some West Charlotte fool fucking starting some shit. Always.
It was always the.
See, that's what when you said Michael and Zay talking about the poor life. I grew up on the west side of Charlotte, so I'm a west
on
side
the west
kid.
side.
I grew up. I didn't grow up that far from the milestone, and
Yeah.
that's like the fucking.
I'm like, okay, got you.
So yes.
Well, I'm famously, I'm from the wood, not the hood.
No,
I
I'm
grew up
totally
in the
from the
woods.
hood in the
I grew up in the woods.
And then I was like, I would love to live in a small town, not in the city.
See,
It's a different kind of poor.
I gotta mix all of it, because even though I went to school in Gastonia, like we stayed in Cherville.
Okay.
So I was like Cherville, Vale, come to school, Gastonia,
Wait a minute.
back in the country.
Say Cherryville one more time.
Cherville. Yes, Cherville.
Zay, you are as country as they come, brother.
Hey,
I can't wait to see the show, man.
countryside,
I'm
man, I
excited.
can't wait. I'm excited.
Tell everybody
I'm
where they can
excited.
find you, what to look for. And we'll
Zay
get out of here.
Grastley, all social media platforms. If it's not Zay Grastley, it's Zay Grastley Music. Everywhere.
Check him out. It's good stuff. You saw the video at the beginning of the show. Rewind back to the beginning and listen to the song again and get ready to be here Saturday the 31st. The show starts at 6. Get here early. There's a lot going on. It's going to be a
Let's
big
do
show,
it.
big party. It's Saturday, so we got some really cool drink specials. $3 Fireball and $3 Jaeger shots. $4 Cavendish cans, and I can't remember what else. Bunch of cool shit.
I'll be
cheap
drinking
drinks.
all the Coors Light.
Yeah. We should run a Coors Light special that day for Zay, because he does love him some Coors Light. All right, $3 Coors Lights
There we
too.
go.
We're gonna do $3
There we
Coors
go.
Lights for Southern
There we
Soul
go.
Boots and Dukes. Get out here and check it out, Zay. Thank you so much for doing the
Thank
show,
y'all
man. I
for
really
having me on.
appreciate it. All right, peace and love. We out.